Hello, and welcome to another Wargame Rangru cast with me, Rangru. And today we have another 1v1 from the Wargame Bootcamp Discord Trained Tournament. In row, on left hand side in blue, we have Kasmeister playing as an Israeli deck, and on the right hand side in the red, we have a thermobaric Nugget playing as a Finnish Polish deck. So pretty standard matchup, very meta nations going at it. Both sides doing a pretty standard push, nothing really too crazy here. Nugget is going a little bit more aggressive up north, setting what looks to be more of a defensive posture with his troops. You're asking of mind, he's getting a pretty good position here of the ATGM team. That's a fantastic spot to get into secure Bravo, and there's really not much here from Kasmeister. The helicopter just went kaput, and they are Maglans, and Maglans of course are very scary, but it's only one squad of him. They might be able to knock out an APC or two, but it's a pretty good push here from Mr. Thermobaric Nugget. I mean, as we're seeing, we do have Israeli infantry being poured in up north to try and stop his push, but it's pretty much already happened. Nugget really just has to get into the last town in Bravo, and that's a pretty secured sector which will be under his control, using smoke to screen the advance for T-72. So yeah, Nugget really taking initiative early on. Look in the centre here, Kasmeister does have a pretty decent force. There's a McCurver 3 and a bunch of infantry which are going to be clearing through. I mean, I'm guessing he's going to try and get into the edge of Alpha, but that is a very hard nut to crack. And even then, like, you're not going to fully capture Alpha on this map. It never really happens. His best bet is just to try and secure the edge of it, put a CV, and neutralize the point, because he's going to be losing Bravo. And down south, Foxtrot is pretty much both sides, you know, green and little armors to share. No one's going to be fighting in that sector of the map. They're just having some light APC and infantry action, but when your APCs have autocannons, you usually have a pretty good advantage. But hey, if you have a tank with a grenade launcher, that's also a pretty good advantage. Maglans are retreating as the Finnish infantry do make an advance, and yeah, it's a very good aggressive push early on. And the Yasmen secure the forest south of Bravo as well. And it puts him in a very good defensive position in the sector, but also, you know, extended influence onto Delta and Alpha. You get some ATGM troops in the forest here, and you can just start popping off Soch. This bombing run should be pretty successful, I think. It's very bunched up units. Yeah, stuns the Roviats and kills almost half of them. But it's really the McCurvey that's a pain, and there's no real proper anti-tank nearby. Do have some anti-air being brought in just in case. And you do have some artillery. Yeah, a MAR 290 lobbing off some shots. Gonna be stunning Finnish infantry for a little bit. Allowing Kasmeister to once again move his infantry into the Alpha position. Oh, he did get stopped, Joe. Out in the open, that's not going to be the best position for us. Rovats? I'm just going to call them Rovs to keep things simple. Yeah, it really comes down to the McCurvers here, just providing some pretty lovely fire support. I wonder how long it's going to take for Nugget to get a CV onto Bravo, because, I mean, if you have the point caps, you know, completely under your control, you're not really gaining much if you don't have the CV. And he has, like, once again, it's a really good defensive position that he has. I mean, he doesn't have a huge amount of troops, really. His infantry all spread out in single-man squads, but they're all in very good positions. And he has the T-72, where there's no real tanks around here to try and ward things off. We do have an ATGM squad, of course, which is trying his darndest to hit the T-72, but he is in a not really a hidden position, but having constant smoke artillery on you 24/7 will definitely make you disappear. Same with that helicopter from the sky. Oh, that was due to an anti-air missile, of course. Nugget bringing in the ATGM troops to secure Alpha is definitely a good choice. These McCurvers are really nothing to laugh at. But the main thing is that he still has Alpha under control. I wonder if Kasmeister, I mean, he was going to do something down south here, the Anfire helicopter, but not for much longer. A nice thing about, I can't say that bloody squad, but the fancy recon fitness infantry is like yes. They got Iglas or man pads and anti-tank weaponry. It makes them so useful in openers. Just even having just one anti-air unit, even just a man pad, can definitely make all the difference if a sneaky recon helicopter comes your way. Even better if you can set them up behind enemy lines or shoot down airplanes. You have not the best chance of shooting down airplanes with man pads, but you still have a chance. Once again, we don't have a CV in Bravo here. We understand Nugget is just trying to get the forces on the field, bringing a T-72 M2 Rilk. I have a feeling he is going to bring it into Alpha, as he definitely could use the armoured support. The Shikaris are still holding on pretty strong. Once again, the McCurver, huge pain in the ass. Really, all tanks should have automatic grenade launchers on top of them. And can you guys think of a reason why you wouldn't want an automatic grenade launcher on top of the tank? I mean, I think you could solve a lot of issues in life if you just attach an automatic grenade launcher to it. It's not that difficult, right? There we go. Finally, we're seeing a CV being brought out, and that will definitely go towards Bravo. It seems like Kasmeister is trying to be I want to say aggressive. I hope he's going to be a bit aggressive on Foxtrot, because he definitely needs to try to take his flank to compensate losing the northern run. And with his, infantry troops here, I think it should be enough to clear it out if he does manage to get in close enough without getting rocket launched or ATGM'd. Of course, more fire support would be beneficial, but I'll make do with what he's got. But yeah, he's just unloading the Rovs and probably just going to do a slow foot slog onto the other side of Foxtrot. I've seen more air power here from Nugget. Some cheap Hawk bombers, which is sometimes all you really need. Yep, I'd run array too, and there goes an Israeli infantry squad. But he is making, or Kasmeister I should say, is making a bit of headway into Alpha now. Finally got a small foothold, really a toehold into it. But as I say, he did lose his most important unit, yeah, being the McCurver. I mean, that sneaky ATGM squad was here since the start of the match, and once again, really good position from the ATGM squad. As you can see, it can project a lot of influence, and anti-tank missile, you can definitely project lots of influence. Only one type of influence, that being a pretty explosive kind, but it's a pretty convincing kind too. Passes going pretty, I don't want to say hard in, just moving in once again, but there's not really much here. It's just that 2 Chikaris here left. The ATGM squad can't really do too much against infantry. BMP2 is going to be coming in. More infantry to secure the point. Maybe the autocannon on that will be enough to ward things off. And Nugget finally getting Bravo secured. He's going to get it nice and slow, but, much needed +1 point advantage. And, oh, we do have a CV down here from Cass. He just has forgot to unload it yet. Now would be a good time to unload it. There we go, the VIPs have landed. Now we do have a decent amount of infantry here to make his push, so we do have reinforcements from Nugget. And mainly MI8 is actually pretty scary. There's no real anti-air in the area either, so these Roviats expose themselves out in the open and they're gonna feel the hurt of 80mm rockets. We're also seeing a pretty good push here from Kasmeister, trying to secure his town. Gonna be hunting for a rather nasty ATGM squad. He just needs a bit more fire support. He's bringing in more infantry, a MacArthur infantry squad, as well as Nugget, which I believe is a M60 pattern, if I recall. He definitely needs it, because that one BMP2 has proven to be a big pain. He's going to be firing some counter battery. Reward? Oh, the Magline over here. I thought he was going to shoot the Macbeth, but I guess the Magline got a few ATGM snipes here as I was not looking. Seeing that he's out of ATGMs. We are seeing a MAR-290 unload its rather devastating payload. Not getting really many kills, it's one of the recon squad. Unfortunately, probably hit some shrapnel. But yeah, if he wants to make his push, he definitely needs more fire support. Bringing in just some 20mm BTRs. Yeah, Nugget is starting to feel there's something going on down south here and bringing in quite a bit of infantry reinforcements to secure the factory. Be surprised if he's going to get a CV to try and neutralize Foxtrot, because that would bring him back to the +1 advantage. Because he hasn't really managed to secure much of a lead so far. So, hey, what airplane is that again? I think it's a Mirage? Yeah, it's a Mirage. And too much damage, yeah. And he's definitely going to feel the pain. Yeah, when you get two Nevers, or Neros, I should say, shooting at you, yeah, you don't really have much of a chance of escaping. A mortar fire, just trying to pep out forest a bit. It has seen how well defended Brother is. There's no chance in hell Kasmeister can reasonably re-secure. We got two T-72s here. There's a fin in every single forest. Anti-air net. It's a pretty nasty situation. And same thing in Foxtrot down south here for Kasmeister as well. I mean, the added infantry reinforcements has definitely made this a very well secured area. All the BTRs I see getting a pretty good hit on the MA8. Will be enough to get a kill though. It's definitely going to ward them off. We are going to be seeing an infantry skirmish down south. But rather the Finns are more numerous and better armed. It really comes down to the XA-185s. 185s. Can't go wrong with Bushmasters. Yeah, Israeli infantry just kind of buggered. Of course, Zeldas are lovely APCs for, you know, 5-point shot they are for having 3 goddamn machine guns. But when there's autocannon APCs in the area as well, there's not much you can do. Hawk's trying to get a helicopter to Cobra, but the BTRs actually managed to stress it out, or stun it, I should really say. Very good hit overall. And seeing that the push has completely failed down south here for Kasmeister, Nugget realizes that, hey, now's a good time to do a counterattack, and counterattack he shall. He has the forces to do so, even if all these guys die, which hopefully, and for his case, won't happen. He still has a good defense on the factory complex. But his Ron Cobra is definitely having a pretty nice time with his target-rich environment, but there's only so much autocannon fire he can pepper down. Yeah, the MI8 comes in and pops him off. comes in, gets a recon heli. We are seeing another push in the center here from Kasmeister. A lot of infantry. He does have the armored support with the Magach and the McCurver, who might be able to take his initial sector at least, as there's real not much armor here. There's no real ATGMs either, just some nasty rocket launchers, of course, which you can avoid by just not getting close. Very good use of smoke to try and block line of sight, allows infantry to get close. Like I say in every single goddamn Wargame cast, since I've started doing this again, the goddamn smoke use is still extremely impressive. I wish in my Steel Division cast that people are using the smoke yes effectively. But it is just beautiful to see. As you see, it's smoked all the areas here to block line of sight heading into this little forest defilade, allowing him to get into the forest and actually do goddamn damage. Blocking all the lanes and lines of fire. That's how you use smoke, guys. That's how you goddamn use smoke. That Purse is just getting pretty much halted, even though Cass has mostly secured a sector. I mean, there's nothing in this factory complex. And if he can just get some infantry in there, which seems to be the case, the Royals are moving at it. Well, the problem is, you know, trying to secure Alpha, can't really get much further into it. It's a huge pain in the ass, and he has to be very careful with how he deploys his tanks, because we still have the ATGM troops in here. Not one, but two of them, so one of them is bound to hit. Down south, the counterpost is going fantastically. Mr. Nugget. He's managed to get to the other side of Foxtrot, and oh, when you have an MI8, you can pretty much push your way anywhere when there's no anti-air, of course. And there's really no defenses here from Cass. I'm actually surprised he hasn't moved his command infantry into a town. I know you lose the sector for like 5 seconds or so, but seeing this massive finished push coming towards you, I'd think it would be a very good idea to try and hide. Yeah, I think he's gonna get bombed. Or is this bombing randomly into the town, I think? You might think ATGM troops are. Because this is Wargame, there's an ATGM troop pretty much behind every single town. And forest and factory. In the smoke. In your spawn. Just can't escape him, guys. It's bloody hilarious to see literal trucks, or literal autocannons mounted on the back of trucks, being able enough to suppress enemy airplanes. Like, when the airplane is flying just right over you, you've got a pretty good chance to hit it. But still funny, considering this is raw. Oh, it's 30 points. They're not as cheap as I thought they were. They're actually pretty decent. I take it back. That's pretty decent AA for the price. But still, it's literally just anti-air on the back of a truck. It's something you'd see in the Middle East. There you go. Finally moving his command infantry into a more defensible location. Probably going to be the location where they make a last stand. Looking at it from point of view. There's not really much infantry to back him up. You know, the reinforcements are hammering their way home. And the mortars are firing to try and keep back the infantry, but the Panzer-Jakaris, they're a pretty tough bunch. There you go, command infantry going to be pulling back. As a Psy at 13 comes in to cover the retreat. And the XA 185, I really do like his position, but he's a little bit out of position now. And they got flanked by the Special Forces and the Cobra coming in. Cobra might be enough to just secure this push. Never mind the Sergies. Do not mess about. Do not insult the autocannons in the back of a truck. I mean, I don't blame them. You can definitely fit a lot of things in the back of a truck. But the command infantry do go down, and I think that's pretty much going to be it. Nugget's at nice slow +1 point advantage now. He still has a very good defensive position up north and as well as in the middle. It's, you know, if Kasmeister really wants to bring us back, he needs to secure Foxtrot. Which I'd say he has managed to get his side of it back and clear out the forces, but he's going to need to spend money to get a CV. I don't see him actually making a push anywhere. Once again, we're seeing a counter, well, not really a counter push, but another push from Mr. Nugget. You know, taking a casualty from Maglan. There we go. See, the area is under control thanks to the commander vehicle being brought in. That's going to be a lovely +2 here from Nugget. Might as well do it while he has the advantage. And it's very much going to force Cass to really get the CV as his own. And we'll see Nugget not actually going into Foxtrot, but securing around the north of it, trying to clear his forest out. Which is a pretty good call. If you can get ATGM troops onto the other end, you can knock out a lot of the supplies coming in. Or even just, you know, autocannon APCs, that'll work too. He's not picky. Yeah, he does manage to get the autocannon APCs onto the other end, and it's pretty much going to surround the remaining forces in Foxtrot. And there's not a lot of them. They do have the Special Forces guys, which are better in the standard ROVs, but still not enough. He just does not have the vehicle support. He is bringing in the helicopter, and that might be able to help. The Sergies are all dead now. You know, we do have more being brought in. Here comes the MI8 with the gun podge. We don't know how well that thing shoots down enemy helicopters. It is a bloody champ. It's out of range, it seems. Do have a helicopter chase. Just like Airwolf. There we go. Yeah, that was autocannon. How fast do you shoot again? Yep. 2,500 rounds a minute. It's just... I actually don't know if that's even... I remember when they first came out. It just seems ridiculous. It still seems ridiculous today. I don't know if that's actually the fire rate of the gun pods. I mean, it's only 2 gun... Oh no, it's like 2 guns in each of them, so it's like 4 guns going off. I kind of see that. But still, really ridiculous rate of fire, of course. But yeah, this is pretty much a game set and match it for Nugget, so let's just speed things up. He is managed to get in a very good position into Delta. Flanking around, and there's actually 2 CVs in Delta, so if he kills one, it doesn't really matter. And he is pushing into it now. And now I think what really secured Nugget in the match there was just securing Brother early on. I mean, Poojing Valley is a very weird map, as there's really not many capture points to go after, so just completely knocking out one of the flanks right at the start and then securing it. pretty much secures you at least, you know, a 50-50 split, because it's pretty hard to lose your home spawn. And then after the failed push from Kasmeister down south, the counter push came in and completely mopped up the floor. Now looking at the KD, that is pretty brutal. Yeah, Cas did have something going on in the center. I felt like he could have at least, you know, just got the toehold of Alpha, yeah. But it's just could not make it. The ATGM troops in the town were definitely a very good defensive position. And yeah. And same thing down south. I think he could have made a more effective down south push if he just had a bit more armored support, like a McCurva 2 tank, just some APCs with better firepower. Because yeah, the Finnish infantry, not just the infantry, but the XA-185s and actually the MI8s are just so good in those small light skirmishes where there's no real heavy armor or anti-air to shoot you. But yeah, another Wargame cast from me, yours truly. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and as usual, please just take it easy.